Hello and welcome to my studio journal. Now back in 2022, I started to redesign my home studio, shifting from software to hardware for the first time. What began as a few videos for some curious students soon became an ongoing unfiltered record. Well, here we are, day 31. So let's talk about the Akai Force first. One has to remember when I bought this, I got it brand new when it first came out in the market, which is not the machine that it is today. So for instance, it didn't have multi-track recording, all the additional synths, it was hype, electric, tube synth, and bassline. I think it was 4. So it wasn't the instrument that it is today. When I started my whole hardware journey, I got the Yamaha ModiX first. I wanted it as a synth that I could make sounds with, had a FM synth in it, had sampled stuff. It was also able to carry out 16 tracks at the same time. So I would load it up into Logic, and Logic would spit out 16 tracks, and those 16 tracks would go to the ModiX, and the ModiX would play 16 tracks. The next thing I got was the Roland FA. The Roland FA did the same thing. I could hook it up to a computer, spit out 16 tracks from Logic, and it would play 16 tracks. So now I'm up to 32 tracks. Logic Pro went out MIDI to the 2 keyboards. The keyboards were sound modules that would spit out 32 tracks worth of sounds. I get the Akai Force, and I did all the research on it, and I wanted it just to work as a sound module and a sampler. This other stuff wasn't part of it at the time. So now I can use it as the sound module. They've added so much more to it that it would be a shame to use it just as a sound module. Every demo project I load up has 8 tracks going across, which is fine, and 8 going down. Okay, it just uses whatever grid is there. Even though it can expand to 156 or whatever, it just uses that 8 by 8. But the thing is, when I'm looking at the top of it, it's audio track, audio track, audio track, audio track, audio track, plug-in, key group, audio track, this sort of thing. I probably said too many audio tracks, but the point is, most of it is audio, and it's highly affected audio with a lot of effects and everything. So I think, okay, they're at least using a lot of the effects in the machine. So then I go into the mixer and I find out, well, actually there's no effects loaded into the mixer. I wonder as if they did a track, did all the processing of all the clips, all the audio and all that sort of stuff, and then just imported it into the Akai Force. How much of that stuff in the Akai Force is being used? I don't work in clip-based fashion. I'm trying to learn and figure out how I might be able to utilize that, which is difficult. I don't know where it sits in this hardware synth setup. That's one of the issues that I'm having with the Akai Force, is that I just can't seem to get into its workflow other than just using it as a sound module. But then I waste a lot of its potential. So I want to figure out a way that I can use a lot of its potential, but maybe still record in my linear fashion. If you'd like to follow the full journey, check out my online studio journal linked in the description. Until next time, I'm just a music teacher having fun. Catch you on the next one.